Hello and welcome back. I am Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some Masa with Steejo, Aavak, and Bentham. Let's go, guys.
Hello. It's going quite well. Thank you very much for asking. How about yourself?
Doing well.
I don't have coffee.
Oh, that is
I've
bad.
run out of milk.
That is a dire situation to be true.
So, extrapolate my mood from that. My wellness.
Violent. I'm gonna go with violent.
Yes. So it's even worse than before, where I just didn't get tea made for me. Now there just is no coffee.
See, Arumba won't understand what that's a reference to. Poor Arumba. You missed out on so much.
I did. What did I miss out on? Explain it.
I did miss out on so
Explain
much.
that.
You're right. I don't know what we're talking about.
I missed out on loads. Explain.
Well, I was serious. Go ahead. Get started.
Fucking serious here. Okay. It's just a shitty joke about not having a cup of tea made for me. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Kind of had to be there.
Oh man, now you made us explain it as well, and it got even worse the moment we had to explain it. It's like, oh, thanks, Arumba, you ruined everything.
That's right.
Oh, did you notice anything new about the depot? Remember?
No, I've been busy messing about, trying to remember how I did this thing at one point in the past. And now I'm doing it completely differently, and then I'll come back. Anyway.
I take it we're missing purple science packs. Yes, we are.
As always.
Is it just the alien giblets? We should just really download the mod that gives you the.
Oh no, I just came back
the-
with like 500 of them.
But there's a mod now that does the not.15 science changes. Like, we should just play with not.15 science. It'd just be so much simpler.
Really? Do they know what the science changes are enough to make that mod?
Yeah.
Well, it
pretty
doesn't.
awesome.
It doesn't quite approximate, from my understanding at least. It doesn't quite approximate the exponential repetitiveness of the scaling science toward the very end. But when it comes to the recipes, yeah, we know what the recipes are for the new science packs.
Well,
Yeah,
we
they
know
they
what-
laid them all out in Factorio Friday Facts.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they did. There was a little graph, wasn't there?
not 100%. That's like roughly what they're looking for.
Yeah, that
That's
was
probably
their plan at the
Close
time.
enough, though.
Yeah, so I mean they could change it, but so then the mod will get changed. Who cares? It's simple.
I feel like introducing
Um,
the new
Fal
science
lost
right
some
now.
of its. Fal has lost some of its drones.
Oh,
They just slowly floated past me, just looking sad and tired. I'm like, where on earth did you got? Nothing has been even remotely close to. Oh,
that's weird.
right, Fal. Must be.
Yeah, they shouldn't have, but
Bentham,
Yes?
are you doing anything important?
I was just adding some blue belts to the copper feeding the advanced circuits, because there's still not enough. There's never going to be enough.
Very well.
Actually, it
Do you
looks
not
like we
have
might be
it?
close
What's
to
the
having
need?
enough.
Okay. Well, when you get a moment, pop over to where I am.
You are...
One of these, two of these. Think.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a whole new station thing going over there.
Yeah.
Well,
Wanted to
I
get
made a
your
better
impression of it.
Steejo, but it doesn't quite work perfectly because the pipe length is different. Like there's more storage in the pipes between the storage tanks and the actual rail tanker. But it's
Doesn't-
very close to a
Yeah,
box.
it doesn't-
It's close. It's not as
it doesn't need
perfect
to
as
be perfect.
it's not like a Madzuri style train station for iron or something, but it's good. Good enough.
It doesn't need. Let's say it doesn't need to be perfect. Just
Hello.
roughly.
Hey, dude. Sorry, I was just trying to think of how long I would want to do something for. But yeah, this is a little station design.
I do
A
like how
siding
the
station over here that can be used for things like ammo. It'll only take a double-headed train, though. Sorry, what's it? I keep saying double-headed, but I'm not sure that's the right term. When a train has an engine at either end that point in opposite directions, so it can.
That's
call that-
double-headed.
Yeah,
It is double-headed. Okay.
double-headed.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is effectively for this little thing here is for like trains that deliver ammo or repair packs and the likes. So basically maintenance trains, or if you want a camera train, and then the other one are for they're going to be set up as omni stations for a smelter.
Is this going to be where you build your super awesome smeltery system?
Well, I wouldn't say it's super awesome, but yeah. The way that I work this as well, it can actually take more than 3 trains. But I was playing around with from things that you've said in previous episodes, because I always put things in like inactivity and time as backups for when a train is in a station, and I told it to empty its inventory, but it can't because it isn't enough room. So rather than have it to sit there forever, I usually put in a timer, but that's not that efficient because if no one's waiting to get into the station, you don't really need it to leave. So I played around with the idea of actually having a train that ran off the circuit conditions. Like its backup wasn't time, but circuit condition. It would stop and it would wait until it was unloaded or until it gets told to leave by the station.
Yeah,
So
that
that's
works.
what these combinators are down here. Basically, this is the waiting zone. When a train comes in here, because it has to stop here before it can go on to the stations, it causes this signal to turn red. This will start a countdown timer between these combinators. And once they reach whatever threshold, like I could say 5 seconds, if a train has been in this area for 5 seconds without moving on, then it's time to tell one of the stations to evacuate. And then it can move up. But
That's
I
pretty
just
good.
need to do the wiring first. I'm trying to play around with an idea of maybe, because right now the most the brute force way is to tell all the stations to evacuate, so then you're guaranteed one place, rather than just one station. But what I'm trying to think of is a possibility that maybe I could have another counter that would just increment and then effectively round robin the stations. So the first time the counter is activated, it tells station 1, evacuate. The second time, station 2 is told to evacuate. The third time, station 3, and then the fourth time it goes back to 1.
Makes sense.
It's complicated. I mean, it's one of these things where do you really need to do all the circuit stuff to get it to work? But at the same time, I kind of like just playing around with wires.
Yeah, you like circuit stuff, so just do it.
Yeah, that's the
Have
thing.
you guys,
I would like build a rail system differently, so I didn't need to bother. But it's still cool to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll make a very cool and neat system when it's done.
I've been playing around a lot in my solo game, which this is why I've spent so much time in it. I'm trying to get it so that with vanilla, without mods, because you can do it with mods a lot easier, but with vanilla, making it so that trains don't get dispatched to locations until there's a need for them to be there, and then they're sent and then they're brought back, so that there's like a master train station where all the trains just come and park and then get dispatched when there's a need for them at a certain station. And then they
That's
offload
cool.
into an Omni station.
Oh, that's pretty much what I done with all of the oil stations in Arumba and I's campaign. It wasn't Factorio MASA. What was the other one? Arumba.
It's the I don't know, whatever one we did before that. We've played a lot of Factorio, Steejo.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, I basically had it so that there was 2 oil trains, and whenever an oil outpost had enough oil in it to fill the train would get dispatched and then come back. That was fun.
Any particular reason why these robots are just floating? I'm confused.
That's probably just farls.
Oh, are they? Yeah, shoot. So these are Farrell's robots that got dispatched, and now they
Yeah,
don't
you have
move
to
forward? That's
send
so
Farl
dumb.
away before you do that.
Can Farrell why does Farrell need robots anyway?
Because it builds outposts. It's actually extremely helpful.
Is there some way to make it not do that when it's anywhere near here?
I wish. Oh my god.
Wow, our robots are starting to get pretty quick and pretty good.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah. Okay, counter works.
Okay.
I'll set up the rest of the logic there. But the counter is working. I just need to decide how I'm going to do the round robin. Because the easiest way is just to... I'll just quickly wire it up so that it'll get all of them to evacuate once it receives anything. But That is not an efficient way of doing it, and there's going to be a better way to do it.
Have you guys ever tried making a biter zoo?
I keep considering
yes.
it, but I've never got around to it.
On my Bob's Mods Mega Train, I done that because you can farm the little giblets off of the biters.
Well, there's still a practical application for it, even in vanilla, and that is that.
Scrubbers.
So you know how
yeah.
Yeah, trees will absorb pollution, ground absorbs pollution. A single biter nest will absorb like 9,999 pollution per second. So you just leave a biter base and you surround it with turrets and flamethrowers and stuff, just outside of range of the actual nest itself. They kill the biters every time they spawn, and then the biter nest consumes all pollution in that chunk.
Oh, that's actually pretty
Which
ingenious,
prevents-
I'll be honest, yeah.
Prevents all of the pollution that you generate from spreading and activating new chunks and causing new biter
Yeah.
attacks.
That is pretty ingenious.
Seems pretty sneaky to me, and I like it.
Solutions.
I was just thinking of one where you get one of each kind of biter and put them in an enclosure.
Yeah,
Oh.
you thought you were thinking more kindly, like
Yeah.
how can I be nice to the biters? No.
I don't know if
How
that's
can I
more
make a
kindly, really. I mean,
petting zoo?
you're keeping their homes intact. I'm like keeping each one individually caged.
It's pretty rough, yeah. When you think
does-
about it.
It's part of the reason I've never actually done it. People will be like, "What? You're so horrible. Why?" Admittedly, like the alternative would be murdering them as usual. So I don't know. It's still cruel, I guess. Like, hey, I killed all your friends and family, but you get to stay alive in this cage I made for you. Look how comfy it is.
Sounds just like humans. The bastards.
Yeah, I was going to make a comparison, and then I thought, but I probably should have.
So notice this thing with the signals.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've got this the right way around, but you always do the thing of like putting, like any junction, you put chain signals everywhere but the
leading
outputs.
into the junction.
But when there's
then-
only one output, I think there's no particular reason to have chain signals
Which
leading
chain
into
signals
it.
are you looking at?
These three here, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure that you can just have them as normal ones and it would make no difference. Might even slightly speed things up.
Yes, yeah, you are completely correct in this instance because there isn't actually a junction. They're just entrances onto a single line. You are quite correct. Just force of habit at the exit of a station, I always put down chain signals.
This is a good setup here, connecting it up this way. As far as I can tell, it all works. It was just that thing. That is still
think
not that
so.
important. It'll just mean that a train would wait in its station until a train was clear of the main junction area, which could potentially fix things if there's some weirdness with the double-headed train. I don't think there would be.
Can't imagine there would be, to be honest. I mean, I could even put a signal here, which would mean that as the double-headed train is pulling into the station, it wouldn't prevent these ones from going down.
Yeah.
But,
It might matter if
on
there's
the whole-
multiple double-headed trains, I'm not sure.
What was it, sorry?
It might matter if there's multiple double-headed trains, some of these signals, but I think if there's only one that ever uses this station here, then it's fine.
Yeah.
Even then, it might be okay. I might just be
No,
trying to find problems in a system that's fine.
No, it could definitely. I mean, I'm not sure if chain signals are any slower than the regular signals, but if they are, then this definitely would
They're not.
benefit. They're not, are they?
Well, in
No.
this case, they could slow things down slightly because I think a train would wait at this signal here until. Actually, oh no, no, it wouldn't make a difference, would it? I think.
I've made some beacon smelting.
Hooray!
I just added beacons and roboports to the
Ah, nice.
logistic network production system or whatever.
See, I
Okay,
think it makes zero
that is all
difference
good.
whether you have chain signals here or not. It's just that they're not necessary.
Yeah.
But they cost the same amount of material, so there's no reason not to go for it.
Do they actually cost the same amount of materials? I always assumed they cost a little bit more. I'll be honest.
I did as well until I checked it just then.
Okay, now then. I mean, I can quickly set up. I can show you what a cell in the smelter will look like, Bentham, if you want.
Damn it, I've just gone home.
Oh, well, now you just never know.
Hold on. Pocket car, go!
I love that.
Is that like escargot?
No, it's significantly faster.
It's funny because it's snails.
How marvelous. Right. Now, the initial design that I used used two belts that went either side effectively. I'll just quickly show you the evolution of how I used to do it. But I found a better way of doing it. I discovered it on Reddit, of all places.
You seem surprised.
I know.
Is Reddit not a good resource? I'm confused.
I just don't know. I don't usually look for other solutions. But once I've gotten something that does work, occasionally I'll see if someone else has done it and done it better. And yeah, as is often the case when I actually bother to look, yes, they have. Basically, what I used to have was, this is why I said that the setup took so much space, is these chests would, for example, a filter inserter would be there, for example. I'm going to make a bunch of them so I can show this off. I would have a stack inserter. Boom, boom. And there we go. Actually, no, I need filter stack inserters. Now, effectively, the way this would work is these would always be set to only work on copper and iron, or however I have them set up. That will actually annoy me enough that I need to move it now.
I think it's funny. Our factory is getting large enough now that it's uncommon for me to see you guys. It's just sort of running around. I feel like I'm playing in my own big, huge factory with
Well,
no one else
admittedly,
here.
we're not in the factory right now.
Oh yeah, okay, that's a fair point.
We're off
I'm
in
in
the
fact-
bit.
And I won't bother doing the logic wiring, but effectively, the filter inserters were hooked up to the chests, and the green stack inserters as well. Just the regular filter inserters, the purple ones, they would just only pick up iron ore or copper ore, because you only need one of those. It doesn't matter if you jam it into the factory. But the thing with steel and that one actually should be stone. Making steel and brick is you need a specific amount, and as you well know, it can jam the furnace up if you've only loaded part of what you needed in there.
Yeah.
So the way I set it up was I would wire these up to only work if there was like the ones inserting into the furnaces would wait until there was exactly the amount that they needed before they could activate, and the ones pulling off the belt would stop working the moment they had the amount needed, either in their hand and in the chest, or already in the chest. You'd set them up. Well, actually, I'll show you on one because it is a little bit finangly. But you tell it to read hand content and hold. And for example, you'd say that it's enabled if, in this case, stone is less than, I think it's 2 for brick. So that would be active until there were 2. But because it's holding and reading the hand contents, if there's 1 in the chest and it picks up 1, that satisfies its condition. And because the way the filter inserters work, although it looks like they're just grabbing loads of things at a time, they are still individually picking up each one. They're just deciding to pick up another one before they try to put it in the chest. But the moment it picks up 1, it would see that it's already got 1 in the chest, and its combined inventory is 2, so it wouldn't bother trying to pick up any more. It would put 2 into the chest, and then the filter inserter would lift it out the moment it could see that 2 was there, and would dump it all into the furnace. So we would only get the exact amount that it needed to run 1 operation at a time.
That's cool. I was always wondering how you would get it to... I didn't realize that they had the read hand contents thing, so that you could actually get it to pick up specific stuff. Because that was always the annoying thing about all inserters getting the The stack-based stuff of like
Yes.
now you can't make something grab one thing, but then I guess they fix that.
Yeah. But then I was looking around, and I mean, as you can see, this setup is actually quite big. Although you can run 2 furnaces off it, you're effectively running 2 furnaces off the area of 3 furnaces, which, you know, isn't ideal. This one only shaves off a little tiny bit of room. But well, it's more that you can fit more in a block rather than the method that I was using. They scale a little bit better. I think it actually does in the end use up more room. It just looks better, and frankly, that's something I care about more. So literally, you just have it set up like this with exactly the same conditions, but it would just be pulling from a belt, putting it in the chest. The filter inserter would be set to a condition of if there are 10 things in the chest, then stop working. And considering it can only pick up copper or iron, it doesn't really matter on the whole. But that is the entire cell, and then you just basically stack them end over end over end.
Well, that's the same amount of space, isn't it? Or more, maybe?
It's a little bit more, because this
Oh.
way each furnace uses the space of 2 furnaces, but you can stack them closer together and they work a little bit nicer. Whereas the other, like for example, let me give you.
It works
an example
nicer
here.
with the belts being.
You can do
considered.
this with this design, whereas
I see.
the other one that I used had to have the belt running down the other side, because I was only pulling like iron from the left side, or rather in this case, iron plates from the bottom and stone from the top. So you had to have the belts running either side. So it wasn't as neat in the way you could lay it out, whereas this just looks a little bit better. But it does,
that makes sense.
you know, now I'm looking at it, actually take a little tiny bit more room.
There you go. I made some more production for
I'll make it blueprint for this.
modules.
Well, the way this one works, it like every single square is being used.
Yeah,
Essentially causes trouble
exactly.
for like supplying power, and you got to make gaps so you can fit the power.
Yes, that is the downside to this particular design. I mean, maybe I'll set up part of the smelter with this one and part of the smelter with the other design, and I'll just actually properly watch the way they work and see which one I prefer. But for
At the
now,
end of the day, the space isn't that important. I mean, we've got this huge, like this
Yeah.
patch. There's no bounding on this until you go miles north to a bit of sea.
I don't like what you've done with this hazard concrete. Whoever did this, it's so
I
ugly.
don't know what you're talking about.
It's so hideous. I hate hazard concrete.
Well, I was like, the options are entirely normal concrete everywhere, or I add a little bit of decoration around.
And you chose wrong.
Oh, so confident, Arumba, so confident.
Well, he did. Can't you see it? It's so hideous. Anyway,
Well, I just want to
guess,
use it and make things a little bit more decorated, but I don't know where to put the hazard concrete. I guess you just surround things with it in like a
I don't know.
one wide gap thing.
I
So
suppose
it's like,
there are
oh,
times
don't
where
stand too close to this machine; it's hazardous. And so on.
there are times where it can be not hideous, but it
I
doesn't.
think it
look
works
very
when you
good
put them
right
around like rocket silos and stuff.
now. Yeah.
That always looks cool.
Should probably wrap up though.
Yeah, we're over
Yeah.
time. I considered when you
Okay.
said that you chose wrong. I considered going and with that, but it wasn't my episode to end.
That is true.
Whose episode is it to end?
He's forgotten.
Oh right,
Arumba's.
it's mine. Crap. Sorry. I'm been building stuff, working on stuff. Sorry.
Been in his own little universe.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. We're gonna take a break here. We will be back though, same time, same place tomorrow. So thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Take care, everyone.